Well, 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 hello, and good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Many Distractions is first. Congratulations. Dan claims to be first, but louder. But louder. Good job. Briefcase full of bees wants to know, is Lude French? I honestly, it's not a word that I know, but I'm not 100% fluent, so anything's possible. Anyways, hi y'all, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you, and welcome. I'm here with the last remnants of my coffee that I made earlier and the 2 cups of tea that I made for stream. And I guess I'm ready to paint. I guess. I don't know anymore. Anyways, I hope you are all well. I hope you're all having a beautiful time. Well, that is not a Pokemon, that much I know. Fair enough. Who's that Pokemon? It's some paper and some paint and my hand. Hi. Hello. Lovely to see y'all. There they are. Okay, so I should try that again. Wait a second. Okay. Now, hopefully I won't do a pop-in this time. Who's that Pokemon? It's me! Hello. Samantha says, who's is thon pokey artist? It's moi, because I'm feeling fancy. Hello. Anyways, how are y'all doing? It's lovely to see you and welcome on in. How all your weeks been? I hope that they have been well. I was a little worried that my vibes were going to be a little bit tepid today, because this week has been a long year, suffice to say. Some sad family stuff happened earlier this week. I don't really want to get into it here. Suffice to say, Twitch user Sledge Callier and I are fine. We're okay. Everything is fine. It was just some news, which I will probably make a post about at some point fairly soon. But it was certainly on my mind. So that's where I've been. But I was also really, really thinking about this 2-color chat. This is our paint palette for today. Very excited about that. Thank you for the virtual hug, Samantha. Right back at you. I really do appreciate it, actually. Thank you. Thank you as well, Many Distractions. Much love, y'all. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I will make a post about it at some point. I'm okay. We are okay. It's okay. I'll say that much. It's okay. It is okay. But anyways. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I think I mentioned on the last stream that I had made the mistake of seeing someone on YouTube. My palette is all, I think I used inks or something, because my palette is all stained, which I do not love. Someone on YouTube doing some paintings using, 2 colors. Oh, thank you very much for the shark, Many Distractions. Very much appreciated. But yeah, doing some little paintings using, a limited palette of 2 colors specifically, and I thought, ooh, that sounds like fun. So I semi-randomly selected 2 colors I haven't used a ton of, that I thought might go nicely together. And I selected Potter's Pink and Cobalt Turquoise, and I'm hoping that this will make for a nice, fun combo. We did swatch it out last time, and I did think that they looked quite cute, so it should be good. Also, I don't know, there's some folks in here are probably subbed. If you're not subbed, you can use your channel points as well, if you want, to redeem an emote that you can use. Because we have a new emote. I see Turnip's found it. Hi, Turnip. Turnip says, hello, lurking today, but have a good stream. Thank you so much for the lurk, Turnip. I really do appreciate it. And we have a new emote, and our new emote is our beautiful, wonderful, talented, brilliant, delightful little TTS voice lady who is a wombat named Nicole. And there she is. Anyways, Samantha says 2-color art, or as I like to call it, art. Samantha has posted TTS Nicholson. Oh no! How do I read this name? She is a wombat, therefore she is from Australia. And she does have an Australian accent. It is a lovely accent. She's delightful. Listen, I've said it before and I will say it again. I'm just impressed that a wombat is literate and is able to speak any human language. So the fact that she occasionally gets words or names a little bit wrong, I feel like can be forgiven. Sometimes I get words and names a little bit wrong, and I'm a human who's been speaking human language for like 40 years. So, you know. Most of the time, wombats don't speak English. Most of what wombats say sounds kind of more like ree, ree, ree. That's kind of what wombats sound like, if memory serves. Probably not doing it very well, but it's very much a sort of ree kind of sound. They scream like little banshees. It's very cute. Anyways. Speaking of, I was reminded of the sound that the willow ptarmigan makes, which is a very fun sound that I cannot attempt to recreate. Aspie says that was an interesting sound to hear. I am so sorry. But yeah, I was thinking about the willow ptarmigan and the sound that a willow ptarmigan makes. And I wanted to just find like a little YouTube clip of a ptarmigan making noise. And instead I landed on this very, it's a small YouTube channel, but it is a YouTube channel specifically for kids, from a lady who I think calls herself something like Grandma Joy, and she just does how to make a sound like every conceivable animal. Like, do you want to sound like a wombat? She'll show you how. Just follow Grandma's instructions, and she gives interesting, like, facts for kids about animals and stuff. And it was a strange corner of the internet to stumble upon, certainly, but there you go. And their attacks do a d6 damage, says Samantha. Yeah, I would say that's about the damage level of a wombat. They just sit on you with their extremely strong butts, and it's like an oof ouch. Anyways, good morning, SB. I hope you're having a lovely day. Dog go woof, says Joe, but only in English. This is true. I don't know what sound dogs say in like other languages. I'm trying to think, do I know what a dog says in French? I don't think I do. But I know that, cats meow in English and dogs woof. But in Japanese, cats nya and dogs wan. Wan, wan. So, there you go. Le woof. Waff, waff, says Joe. Le woof, says Samantha. I like this. Is it waff? Waff, waff. I like that. Huge if true. Delightful. Absolutely delightful. It is really interesting the way that in different languages they have different ways of sort of rationalizing out sort of onomatopoeic sound names for things like, I am not telling you what the fox says, Espy. Samantha says in Japanese, dogs are Waluigi. Well, in fairness, I believe that Waluigi is a very good boy, so maybe. Joe says, Le chien fait waf waf. So I spelled it wrong, but I was right. Yay! Well done. Thank you. Anyways. Guess I'll never know now, says SB. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Speaking of Waluigi, I have been on a real Mario Kart kick lately, when I just need to, like, switch my brain off at the end of the day. I will just do some Mario Karting. But because I've got some kind of problem, instead of just running the Mario Kart course as normal, I I will play. I always play as Waluigi, and I always play in the pink cat car, um, because it's adorable. I have not optimized for what the best vehicle would be or anything because I don't care. Waluigi gets to sit in the pink cat car because it's a cat car and that's heckin' adorable. Anyways, but I will do this thing where Waluigi will sit at the start of the race and just hang out in 12th place until he's been fully lapped by every other racer on the track. And then Waluigi gets to start, and the challenge is to still place first. It's very fun. I don't know if this is like a thing that other people do, but I enjoy doing it. It's great. Samantha wants to know, can you be Cat Peach in a cat car with cat wheels? I don't know if there's cat wheels, but there's definitely a cat car, and there's definitely Cat Peach. So, if you want to be maximum cat girl, you can. But on the other hand, I've literally never played any character in the Mario Kart race levels. That being said, if I'm doing one of the little, like, mini games, I like to main as Dry Bowser. Which is very normal of me. I don't know why. Dry Bowser is just really good at them. Anyways. But, yes. I don't know... I used to do that in Mario Kart DS. Hell yeah, SB. It's fun. It's super fun. But yeah, don't expect... I don't know anything about Mario Kart. I'm like if your mom played Mario Kart. I don't look up strategies or, how to min-max my vehicle build or play against other people ever. I am just here to switch off my brain and doot around in a little pink cat car while being Waluigi, because he is the goodest boy. Anyways, Mario Kart stream when, says SB. If I could stream from my Switch without it crashing the computer, I would super do that. But I stopped streaming from my Switch. I played a few Switch games on stream. I did Link's Awakening, and I did Pokemon Legends. But inevitably, like, every stream about halfway through it would crash. The stream would restart, and I just got sick of it, and I'm like, okay, it does not like something about my machine and streaming from the Switch, so I'm just gonna not. So I don't. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If there's like, oh, if I could get one of those terrible, like, knockoff Mario Kart racing games and play it on, like, the PC, I would super do that. There's like a Garfield racing game, I think, that I believe is very bad. Maybe I should get that. Stream that. Oh, no. I'm pretty sure it's terrible. Cat Peach, princess of the cat shroom catdom. Says many distractions. Yes. It is cats. It is cats all the way down. It is nothing but cats. Everything is the Mario universe, but everything is cats. Cat, catty cat, cat. Yes. I feel like this is an important time to note that I'm allergic to cats. Just putting that out there. Anyways, this coffee is extremely cold. It's very cold. Always be yourself, says Samantha, unless you can be a cat girl. Then always be a cat girl. I can't, because then I'd be allergic to myself even more than I am now. But is me okay? Is me adequate? Being not a cat. Oh no, I just mailed you a cat, says Dan. Dan, why would you do such a thing? You can appreciate pictures, though. Oh, I love pictures, Joe. I love pictures, and controlled amounts of exposure in real life, because they're so precious, and I just want to give them scratches and all that jazz. Anyways, being Sammy is more than adequate. Thank you, Samantha! I've always wanted to be adequate! Woo! You're delightful. You're all breathtaking. Anyways, this coffee is super cold. And it's gone now. and I thank it for its service. It was delicious. That blend is called Funhouse. It comes from a local roastery here in Oxfordshire. Gazillion out of 10 do recommend. Sammy, go get hot drink. Okay, I'm on it. 1 second. Done. I have tea. You, Joe. I am a professional streamer, Joe. You must know. You must know that I will always attempt to have a drink in reserve. Speaking of, hold up. One moment, please. Bear with. I have two. I have mint on my right here, and in my hand here, I have Snowball. Which I have made builder's style-y. Ooh! That is sweet. That is a sweet tea. I did make a sweet tea, but it is... I was using I was using the teaspoon that was clean, which happens to be the set of teaspoons that are quite large as teaspoons go. And this is quite a small mug in capacity. I think it's only like 240 milliliters, whereas this one over here is like probably 400 to 500, I would say. So the, yeah, it might be a little bit oversweetened, but honestly, for a tea that's supposed to taste like, chocolate and marshmallows, I'm not going to complain about it being sweet, because it feels correct to me. I'm not good at consuming like sweet flavors when they are like when there isn't actually like some kind of sugar or sweetener in them. It confuses my brain. So I can't do like a flavored coffee or something like that, but there isn't anything that's providing like actual sweetness, just the suggestion of a flavor that's supposed to be sweet. I find that very strange and confusing, and I don't like it. No, absolutely not. Samantha says one of these days we're going to make you make a redeem where you have to just accept a compliment without deflecting. No! My stream, my rules, and compliments break my brain. So, no. But seriously, thank you. Anyways, I don't know if any of y'all have thought about this before, but I was thinking the other day. I was thinking about my, like, I was listening to some music, and I was thinking about music and the things that I like to listen to, and I've got I think my biggest like song of choice at the moment is a song called Machine Dance by it's from 1982. It's like post-punk maybe. Anyways, Machine Dance by the Gyllene Triangle. And it just got me thinking about, like, I don't know, art people, when you think of your, like, taste in music and the music that you listen to, do you feel like a similar aesthetic is reflected in the art that you create? Or do you feel like they're quite distinct things? Because when I think about the actual music that I listen to a lot of the time, I don't think a lot of it really matches my artwork. Like, I wouldn't say that this feels like Machine Dance. But God, I love that song. If you don't know that song, it's so good. As well as the slightly more dancey remake of it from, I think, like 2016, 2018, somewhere around there, by Todd Terje. It's also very, very good. I don't know. They've just been my earworms lately. Like, both of those versions of that song. And it's just, like, absolutely nothing like my art looks. And I don't know if that's normal or if that's weird. But that's, I don't know, kind of my vibe. I guess. Ooh! Tan says, schnell, I have tickets for Kraftwerk. Oh, I love Kraftwerk. They're so good. Also, super, super good. And again, not sure if matches artwork. I mean, I think I do listen to a lot of things that probably do match my artwork a bit better. Like the sort of but not all of my artwork. Like, I feel like some of the landscapey things you could pair with a bit of sort of like cinematic piano music, like Hanya Rani or Olafur Arnalds or Niels Fram or stuff like that. But like, but then, you know, I draw a little guy that looks like a carton of milk. I don't know what the music equivalent of that is, but I also don't know if I listen to it. Anyways, I was just thinking about, like, do art aesthetics and music aesthetics kind of go together, or do they kind of not? I don't know. I don't know. So I was curious. Anyways, I don't really know. I haven't really given a ton of thought as to how I want to tackle this piece. Except that I've got two colors. I've got my turquoise and I've got my potter's pink. So the obvious choices are, like, I'm gonna use the mostly turquoise for the sky and probably for the sea or the ocean here, and then use like mostly pink for the sand, and then kind of a combination of the two for the hills kind of receding into the background there. And then do God knows what with these two little guys to try and fill it out. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get a little bit... I just want to do something a little bit fun today. I want to get a little loose and not worry too much about this piece turning out, like, perfectly, necessarily. I think there was some gubbins in this brush that didn't fully get washed out, because that's looking a little bit muddy, even though I just changed this paint water. Oh no. I cleaned you, but perhaps not good enough. Maybe that's... Oh, is that because I used the ink paints last time? I gotta say, since I kind of moved away from using that ink palette as like my main paint, I really like it a lot less than I used to. And I think that might just be because the newer paints that I own are kind of better. Which, possibly just comes with the territory of, like, learning more about paint. And, kind of puzzling out what you want to do with it. I feel like that's okay. I feel like that's an acceptable amount of color. I don't even know if you can see that on camera. I'm just gonna give this paintbrush a little bit of a washout. Oh my god. I've just run it through the brush soap just now, and oh my god. So yeah, apparently just a ton of, like, sort of grubby gray brown is just sort of hiding in the ferrule of this thing that didn't come out when I cleaned it last time. Oh no. But hopefully that will have fixed that, so we should be okay. Make the blue jays pink and the flamingos blue, says Dan. That is some excellent advice, and honestly, I would love to do that. I have actually been thinking, I think probably the next thing that we work on might be something bird related. When I'm ready to take on something a little bit more project-y than this simple little number. Which, as far as numbies go, is pretty simple. Okay, so I have dampened the scene here. I'm just gonna go in and pick up a little bit of this blue and water it out a smidge. This turquoise is so pretty. It really is. Okay. And let's just make a sky. Let's just make a sky. I wanted to kind of go in on a dampened, but not necessarily like super wet base here for our initial wash of sky. What I am going to do, I think, before it's done, is for the bit of the sky just right near the top, I think I'm going to add a little bit of the Potter's Pink to it. Just to give it a little bit of dimension so it's not sort of a fully one note blue color. And I think that will give it a little bit of additional interest. Come on, pink. Not necessarily to make it like pink, 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 but just to kind of get a little bit of a fade sort of toward the top. And then the rest just be blue, so fade it out. Fadey, fadey, fade. Do I have any idea what I'm doing right now? No, I'm just goofing around. But I'm hoping that we'll end up with a fairly agreeable result at the end. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I don't know. Okay. Now that I've colored in the bottom bit a little bit more, I'm going to color in the top bit a little bit more. Thus, can I kind of blend it out? Can I blend it out a little bit? Just blendy, blendy, blendy. Okay. That's kind of blendy, blendy. And, importantly, I'm going to... I had a bit of tissue and I don't know where it's gone, so... I'm going to take a little bit of sort of paper towel-y, tissue-y situation here. I'm going to try and make a nice little shape that I can kind of just form some little, hopefully not too spiky looking clouds out of. I don't know, this is somewhat more soft, naturalistic cloud than like when I do my when I've done my like very hard lined, very shaped clouds. This is a little bit more sort of softer and more natural, I think, than that. My moderator slash spouse is home. Yay! I'm gonna go quickly say hi to my moderator slash spouse. I'll be back in just a second, everybody. Also sorry for slight light change warning because the sun's going down. Hopefully that didn't impact you guys too much. Hi, babe.
Do you have for lunch?
Hi, baby. M&S curry.
Explains well.
Oh no.
That's fine.
I'm sorry. I'll stick the extractor fan on in the kitchen. Okay. Can I have a hug, please? Happy anniversary eve, sweetie! So, it's our wedding anniversary eve, by the way. As of tomorrow, we'll have been married for 10 years. Can you believe to learn? I can, because I was there. And I'm very happy with it. Behold the cloud, downloaded directly from the paint. I mean, yup. Thank you, Many Distractions. That was delightful. Okay, that is one element of the painting down and a whole bunch more to go. All right. Excuse me. What I like about the like Potter's Pink color is that it's quite a subtle pigment. It's a very soft sort of earthy pink, so I do think it'll work really well for our beach situation, just used straight up. So that's what I'm going to do for that. Should I pre-moisten that bit of the, should I masking fluid off these little guys? I don't think I need to for this, so I'm going to not. Like, I could, but I don't really super feel like I need to, so no, I'm gonna not. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind and just go for it, you know? I'm just gonna, yeah. Anyways. Oh! Somebody in this house who is not me, as you can probably tell, is about to give their beard a trim before we go away tomorrow. Oh yeah, programming note. Normally I stream on Friday mornings, as you probably know. But tomorrow's our 10-year wedding anniversary, so we are going to be we're going on a big date. So I will not be here tomorrow. I do apologize. I will be celebrating our love and stuff. Anyways, I love love. It's nice. And I'm very happy. Anywho. Other than that, ooh, I got some sewing done today. That was fun. I have been working for so long on this 18th century shirt, and I feel like I really just need to kind of really just apply this idea that I just have to, if I have like an idle minute or two between tasks, between like other tasks, I could conceivably just like do like 10 little back stitches and then move on to my next task, doing something else. And then when I complete that task, just do another 10 little back stitches, and so on and so forth. And part of the reason that I want to be a little bit more proactive about doing that is it's just taken so long. There are other projects that I want to work on, and I am this close. I am like, if I just were able to sit down and just like do it for like 20 minutes, I would probably be done this seam. Instead, it's taken like weeks, months, I don't know. It's taken so long to do this one stupid seam. Partly because, I guess, when I started doing the seam, I finished it. I finished the whole thing. It looked amazing. And then I tried it on and I was like, oh, you know what? The arm side is actually not sitting where it should. So I'm going to need to make a little adjustment to the size of the, like, I tested it out before I actually like sewed the sleeve into the armhole, and wouldn't you know it, it looked fine. And then when I actually tried it on with the sleeve in the armhole, it was like, oh no it isn't. Oh, this is all wrong. Yay, great, good job me. Wonderful. So I now have, I then was given the choice between either just leave it the way it is and just deal with the fact that it is a little wonky and imperfect, and I decided that no, because this is a handmade garment. I'm making this myself. There's no reason I can't just, you know, redo it. And so I made the choice to redo it, but that has made it take about 5 times as long. Because I've already done the task. I don't want to have to do the task again. So it feels like even more work than it is. Bleh. Anyways. Joe says, I still can't believe it's been 10 years. What is time, Joe? What is time? Isn't that wild? That's wild to me. It's been a wonderful 10 years, and I hope that it will be many, many, many more. But damn, what is time? I've just noticed that there's a light on in a room that nobody's in, so I'm just going to correct that to save electricity. One moment, please. Also, hello, Casa. Welcome in. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. Welcome. Hello. Flaps. Okay. Fixed it. Hello again. Ugh. Oh, and for anybody who's paying attention to the Tom Ford saga, can confirm my beautiful new wool coat still smells like whatever the whatever aroma chemicals they use in the base of that perfume. It still smells like it, but it's definitely fading. So hanging it up in indirect sunlight every day for like a week has been making a difference. So yay. But it's still there. I'm gonna be wearing it this weekend anyways, and I just hope that the scent is not so intrusive that it like bothers me, because I'm never wearing that perfume again, unfortunately, because it just, it's so weird. It's like, it was, for anyone who doesn't know, it's this perfume called Ombre Leather that is kind of like marketed as this like cowboy smell, but to me, whatever's in the base of it has this fragrance of like an elegant, mature woman with a reasonable amount of money. And I'm just like, that's not my vibe. My vibe is much closer to cowboy. But like, you know, the kind of cowboy that doesn't actually get to hang out with cows very often, because I don't. Anyways, though sometimes I see sheep from the bus when I'm when I'm commuting, because I live, you know, out in the forest, so I see some farms sometimes on the way home, but other than that, not so much. Anyways, okay, I'm kind of wondering whether I should fill in these hills first, or if I should fill in the sea. I think I should do the hills first, because this section up here is more or less dry, so I think I can probably safely fill in the hills. But it's probably a mildly more of a gamble to try and do the water while the beach is still wet. I don't really want the beach to bleed into the sea. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'll start with this hill, and then I'll do a slightly more desaturated version with that hill. And the fun thing about doing an entire painting where your palette is entirely made up of two colors is that I don't really need to think super hard about like, okay, what colors do I need to blend together to make a nice sort of muted hill color? Well, friends, the answer is the two colors I have. It's so easy. All right. We picked up some turquoise, we picked up some pink. I think the turquoise is a more, oh yeah, it's definitely a more pigmented paint than the Potter's Pink. The Potter's Pink is quite a lightly pigmented paint. It's a very old paint color, Potter's Pink. Originally, oh gosh, where was, I want to say, it's called Potter's Pink because it was created by a potter in I want to say Leicestershire, but I might just be thinking that it's from Leicestershire because my moderator / spouse is originally from Leicestershire. Samantha says, either a color can be made of kobold and potters, or it doesn't exist. Wait, what? I don't think that's not what I meant. Anyway, Potter's Pink. I'm trying to see if is there just like a nice, is there like a Wikipedia for Potter's Pink? And I'm finding like Winsor and Newton's website, and I'm like, no, I just need something to tell me what Potter's Pink is made of. Naturalpigments.com will hopefully tell me. I know something else from Leicestershire, says Samantha. Is it pork pies? Because there's the Melton Mowbray pork pies from Melton Mowbray, and that's in Leicestershire. There's a Tim Hortons in Leicester City. Me, I was born there. No way! That's wild! Congratulations! No, I don't want to go to your... oh, no, this is... oh, I thought this was just going to be a site that had information, but no, it's a site that's got... it's a site that's got, that's a shop. I don't want to buy it. I just want you to tell me what Potter's Pink is all about. Ugh. Used since the 18th century as a watercolor pigment. Cool, okay. And that's it? That's all you got to say about it? Oh, for crying out loud. I recently heard about where Potter's Pink came from. And now I'm struggling. Where did I find that information? I don't know. Ugh. Commonly used in ceramics and frescoes. Just tell me where it's from. Okay, I don't want to spend the whole stream scrolling around trying to find the origins of Potter's Pink. But suffice to say, it's real pretty, but it is also a fairly subtle pigment. So it takes work to get it to show up really, like, intensely. So I added about equal amounts of pink and blue to this blend here, and it's kind of just turned the turquoise into a slightly warmer blue. Okay, see, I knew it wasn't Leicestershire, but I couldn't remember what shire it was. It was Staffordshire, not Leicestershire. So any Staffordshire people, I'm so sorry. But at least we got to the bottom of that very, very important mystery. At least we got there. And again, I do apologize to anyone here from Staffordshire who was, like, absolutely shouting at their screen, being like, "No, you stupid creature! It was Staffordshire all along." That's also one of the two things that I know of that are from Staffordshire, which is Potter's Pink paint pigment, developed in the 18th century by a potter from Staffordshire, and the Staffordshire Bull Terrier, which I'm assuming from their name are from Staffordshire and are adorable. That's it. Samantha singing, "It was Staffordshire all along." Yep. Apparently so. And now you know. Okay. I think I've made a nice kind of in-between color of these two for the hills. It's nice. It's nice picking these two. I think worked really well because this is quite a warm pink. It's sort of on, like, the brownish side of pink, and this is very cool, like, turquoise blue. So when you mix them together, instead of getting, like, a really nice clean purple, you get this kind of grayish. They kind of gray each other out, and it goes a little bit neutral, which I think is really useful here. According to Dan, Phil the Power Taylor, the 15 times World Darts Championship, is from Staffordshire. And also Robbie Williams, 0-time World Darts Challenge champion. Well, I mean, I'm sure there are also a lot more 0-time World Darts Championships from... oh my god, we have someone from Staffordshire in the chat, everybody! Whoa, Joe apparently is from Staffordshire. I did not know that, my friend. I did not know that. I will not dox where you live, but I did not know that. And also Derbyshire. Wow, both of them. Amazing. My father-in-law was born in Derbyshire in a town called... I love this so much. It's called Clown. There is a town called Clown in Derbyshire, and my father-in-law was born in Clown in Derbyshire. I I don't know why that does me such a giggle that there is a clown town, but I do really love that there's a clown town. Okay, I see. Lived on the border of 2 to 3 counties, which is why are we talking about Staffordshire? I zoned out. Potter's pink pigment, the pigment that's used to make this watercolor paint here, is was originally developed by a potter from Staffordshire. And so that's why I'm talking about Staffordshire. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Alrighty. We've got foregroundish hill here. I like that also both of these paints are granulating pigments. So you get some interesting kind of dimension and color separation just based on using them in concert in a nice wash together here. Without really having to put in a lot of effort to get them to look a little dimensional when they're used sort of as a blend, which I think is quite fun. So I am looking at getting myself some less granulating pigments. Oh man, I was looking at some paint colors the other day, and I was just, oh, this brand that I haven't worked with before, and it's because they are eye-wateringly expensive. I was like, oh, maybe if I just get 2 of them, but no, it's like £11 for a pan this size of their quinacridone gold, which is such a beautiful color. It's not the original one because you can't buy that anymore, which is real sad. It's this really beautiful gold color that the pigment was, I think, developed for the automotive industry, and the automotive industry stopped using it. And so it wasn't worth it for the manufacturer to continue making that paint color because the art paint industry was very much just kind of a byproduct of what was actually being produced for, and a small and niche enough amount of it that it just wasn't worth it. Which means that manufacturers of art paints have had to kind of use their own creativity and ingenuity to try and recreate it using available pigments to varying degrees of success, I guess. But this one was so pretty. But one of these little creatures was 11 quid. If I want to make an entire palette of, like, say 12 colors or, like, 8 colors or something to have a reasonable range with which to paint with these paints, that's stupid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm thinking of pushing the boat out at the moment and getting myself a set of artist gouache paints where to buy 12 paints it would cost me about £22, and I'm like, oh, it hurts because I'm a poor artist and God, art materials are so expensive. But experience now tells me it is so worth getting the better quality materials sometimes, because they just are so much nicer to work with than some of the cheaper paints. As much as it pains me, because I can't afford it. Basically. There's a lot of media I would love to play with more, and I'm just like, I cannot afford to just frivolously buy art supplies and then have it turn out that actually I hate working with this. You know what I mean? Like, I can't afford to take that risk, so I don't do it. But anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, let me catch up with chat real quick. Anyways, I heard Melton Mowbray. My dad was born there. Oh, no way, Joe, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm in London now. You can't dox me. Okay, fair. I didn't know if I was allowed to say that because I don't want to dox people. London is big. I mean, this is true, but still. I would rather people volunteer that information than, like, I don't know, just tell people, because some people are very private. Joe says I should find out my fancy watercolors, but I think they're on a high shelf. Oh, well then, in that case, they'll never be seen again. Because neither of us are that tall. Anyways, I have to drop a super quick BRB. So I'm going to do a super quick BRB. But before I do that, Trio91, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a lovely day. We're going to take a super quick break, but I will see you very, very shortly. Take this opportunity to stretch, hydrate, do all that jazz, and enjoy the BRB song in the meantime. I will a BRB. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Say goodbye to the BRB music. We're heading off to the Earth screen. Hooray! Yay! Joe is lurking to take a call. Have a lovely call. Hope you have a lovely lurk. What have I missed? Oh yes, Joe said that their watercolors are probably all dried out, but it turns out that watercolors can be re-wetted. If you have a watercolor tube, like one of those metal tubes that has fully dried out, you can, with a little bit of just care and patience, basically just kind of surgically slice the tube open, peel off the sort of top flaps of it, and just use that dried out watercolor just as you would like a dry pan. So even if your watercolor tubes have dried just in and of themselves, you can salvage most of that paint. So, something to consider. Cassa says, you know what did come from Staffordshire? The dictionary. Did it now? Did it really? That's interesting. Learning so much today. Samantha said the best way to retrieve things from high shelves is to have some special brownies. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I will, I guess, I mean, I already can't reach the high shelves, but I also can't special brownies, so I'll have to get someone else to reach them for me. SB says, I was price checking individual palette pans from Winsor Newton's Cotman watercolor line. They're about $4.30 to $6 for a single half pan. That's a much more reasonable price for a paint. Though that being said, if memory serves, reviews on artists' reviews of the like Winsor Newton Cotman paints are quite mixed. Some people really, really like them. Some people really do not like them. My understanding is that since they're like a student grade paint, they're less expensive, but they're also not as pigmented or as potent as like the more expensive artist grade paints. So just something to bear in mind. But if you're looking to just mess with watercolors, I'm sure they're not terrible. That being said, I've never used them, so take any of my thoughts here with a massive grain of salt, because I know not of whence I speak. Anywho, so knife time, says SB. Yes, knife time. Hello. Many Distractions has chips. Ooh, love that for you. Love that for you. Chips with what? Chips in the British sense or in the North American sense? I don't know what other countries call them. But of those two, which chips do you mean? Regardless, love that for you. UK chips. Oh, nice. Are you having them with a seasoning or a sauce, or just eating just straight up fried potato? Regardless, love that for you. What's the solution for those of us without care and patience, asks Dan. Take your dried out paint pan and just Hulk smash with a hammer, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god, says it! I hadn't read down what Samantha said. Smash it with a hammer. Oh my god. Girl, we are on the same wavelength. The hive mind is hive minding right now. The superior chip, says Samantha. I mean, to be fair, I am overly fond of a crisp to my personal health's detriment. With bread. Ooh, chip sandwich. Chip with bread. Delightful. Delightful. Carbs on carbs. You love to see it. Anyways, I am attempting to formulate more color to use for this second hill, and I'm hoping that the BRB screen was enough time to kind of allow this to dry enough that I can paint next to it without it bleeding or protesting too much. And I think we're okay. I think we're doing okay on that count, which is marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Good. Yeah, that's working. Yay. Anyways, it's also comparing a set of 12 Cotman hat pans and a plastic palette from Michaels at 40% being only $18, so individually getting them is a lot more expensive. It often is. Buying individual pans or tubes compared to getting like a set is usually more expensive, but it also means you don't have control over what colors you get. You might end up sometimes I really question like the color distribution on some sets that I've seen, where it's like they'll give you two really, really similar greens and then not really give you any meaningful like orange, or like, do I really need like two oranges but no brown kind of thing? And I've had that mild annoyance with palettes before that are nominally supposed to be a fairly comprehensive set of colors, and they just give you like no brown. Like, what's up with that? I want a brown. Anyways, but yeah, like I've been looking at getting a set of 12 artist squash paints. So yeah, I feel that. And I think it is more cost effective. But then I was looking at the individual tubes of gouache, and I'm like, oh, there are some interesting colors here that they don't have in the set of 12. And then I was looking at like, oh no, so many of the colors that I like are not light fast at all. I'm like, oh, this is a pretty, oh, it's fugitive. Great. Okay, so if I hung this original painting in indirect sunlight, it would look weird after a year. Great. Love that for me. Ugh. Not that I do tend to, I don't really sell originals, and I don't really hang a lot of my own paintings in places, but I'm still mindful of the fact that if something isn't light fast, and for whatever reason I decided that I did want to display it, or I did want to sell an original, that I'd like, for the most part, to be buying paints that I feel like are, you know, reasonably light fast. Because you don't want things hanging up and then going all bad after a short period of time. SB did buy a $1 Copic sketch marker. That is a good price for a Copic sketch marker. I hope you have a nice time with it. Many distractions is I don't have two oranges, but I did find two strawberries. Oh, delicious. Delicious, delicious. Not the fugitive colors, so that's be... The whole reason we have this entire palette is because of a very popular paint color that's blended of three pigments, one of which is fugitive and the other two are light fast. So it goes wrong after a period of time. Samantha asserts that strawberries are superior to oranges. My goodness, that we're having some spicy fruit opinions in chat, I see. I am an enjoyer of both, but I think if I were to choose one to snack on, probably strawberries, but that's partly also because I prefer, when I can, buying things that are more locally grown, and we have a pretty long growing season of strawberries here in the United Kingdom, so I do buy a lot of British strawberries when British strawberries are available in shops. So, that's a thing, I guess. But I do enjoy an orange situation. I think we were talking about fruit flavored sweets the other day, and I do really like an orange flavored sweet. I would rather have an orange flavored sweet than a strawberry flavored sweet, but if I were to have just like a fruit snack, I don't know. I think the one thing that kind of I don't like as much about just like having oranges as a snack, and I don't know if this is weird, but I think one of the things I like less about having oranges as just a snack is is when you have to peel the oranges and you get like it gets under your thumbnail, and so your hands, even though you wash your hands, they still smell like orange. It's not nearly as bad as having your hands smell like garlic because you've been chopping garlic, but still. Oh god, that's what I do not like garlic hands when I'm cooking. I don't chop my garlic ever. I just microplane the garlic. And I find that doing it that way really helps to keep my fingertips from getting like the garlic fragrance on them, the allicin that makes them pungent. So I love that for me. But when I'm watching like cooking videos and I see someone like mincing garlic and they're like touching all of these tiny pieces of garlic, and I'm like, this glamorous TV chef has the stinkiest hands. I guarantee it. And once you know, you can't unsee the fact that like that person is going about their life with hands that smell super strongly of garlic most of the time. Many Distractions says I prefer the orange juice, but only without the bits. I like the bits. I like it with the bits. I don't know. The bits feel good for me. It feels more like I'm having an orange. But that's just me. I don't like oranges too acidy, says Casa. Oh, they are quite acidic. They are indeed quite acidic, but also they are good for scurvy for prevention. So there's also that. You get rid of garlic fingies by rubbing them on stainless steel. Oh, Casa, I have tried, and it just clings to me. So I have to be really careful about touching the garlic. I'm like, I think when it gets under the nails. It's when it gets under your nails. I don't even have long nails, but when it gets just a little bit, like just under that nail bed, it's over. I can rub the edge of the sink as hard as I want. It's over. Anyways. I also want to be friends with vampires, so, I have to be careful not being too garlicky. That being said, I could never be a vampire in real life because garlic is so yummy. It's just so delicious. I could not not have garlic because of the vampirism. So I can never be a vampire, which is very sad to me. But garlic is too delicious. I'm having mashed potatoes with my din-dins tonight, I hope. I just might add a little bit of garlic to them. Because I can, because I'm not a vampire. And I also don't have a sensitivity or intolerance to alliums. Wheat, yes. Lactose, sadly, also yes. But as of yet, alliums are okay. So maybe I'll add garlic to my mashed potatoes. There. Okay. It's starting to feel a little bit more like a little landscape, I think. Which is good, because that's what it's supposed to be. I, too, am planning to have mashed tatties, says Samantha. Oh, I love that for you. Samantha says you get rid of garlic fingies by not subjecting yourself to garlic. I mean, they do also have, like, the jars of pre-chopped garlic that you can get in the supermarket, which is fantastic for, if you are super averse to touching garlic, or if you, are not able to safely do that fine level of mincing or microplaning in your cooking, you can still use garlic. Personally, it's not my favorite. I think it doesn't have quite as good of a flavor as as just using a fresh garlic clove, but if that's what you got, it still gets the job done. And it's better in terms of giving fresh garlic flavor. It's certainly better than garlic granules, though there are certain applications where I prefer to use garlic granules because they have a very specific flavor. Namely, if I'm cooking gnocchi or something and I just want them with sort of like garlicky buttery situation, I will use some butter and some garlic granules to get that vibe. For some reason, it just hits differently and it hits correctly in that setting. Also, I need to put, if I'm making like scrambled tofu, garlic granules rather than fresh garlic. There's something, it has like a different meatiness to the flavor. Anyways. So, sorry for cooking chat time with Sammy, but I don't know, just thinking about that. But okay, I think honestly, the sea was real easy to paint. I'm happy with the way that the sea looks, just kind of as it is. I feel like that's working for me. I think it doesn't need to be overly complicated. I guess I could maybe put some reflecty bits in there. I don't know. I am kind of inspired by a painting, not a painting, a photo that I took like a gazillion years ago for this piece. That was specifically a beach in California, in LA. So I do kind of have a reference, but I am riffing on it and making it different for this. But I think what I might do is just, I want to just have some little, maybe just some of those little white bits that you get in the water where the light is kind of reflecting off of it. But I don't want to do a ton of them. So I'm just using this little brush, kind of dry, to like lift a bit here and there. Just give it a little bit more texture. I miss garlic breads, as many distractions. Oh man, I'm very excited about this. I had to travel into my local city center earlier this week to collect a prescription. And because I was there collecting a prescription, that is so subtle, but I genuinely think it does make a difference. So subtle, but I genuinely think it does make a difference. Okay. Anyways, so I popped into my city center to pick up a prescription, and it was raining and miserable, and I didn't want to be there for long, but I did stop into Marks and Spencer's food hall because my city center has the Marks and Spencer's. So I popped into Marks and Spencer's food hall because Marks and Spencer's do just alarmingly expensive but really nice, made without wheat, cheesy garlic bread. So I got a cheesy garlic flatbread from Marks and Spencer's that I can eat. I also got their margarita pizza and had it last night, and I was really disappointed by it. Specifically the free from pizza. Because the cooking instructions left it with a crust on the bottom that was still like soft, like it didn't get crispy. But also there was like not enough. I'm not a big sauce person when it comes to pizza. I want there to be like a nice thin layer of sauce and then cheese and toppings. You don't need to overdo it. But there was so little sauce that I couldn't taste that there was sauce there at all. I feel like the sauce was probably really underseasoned as well. Disappointing, to say the least. Considering that pizza was almost £5. The box also alleged that the pizza was one serving. And then says that one serving contains 700 calories. And I was like, that feels like 2 servings of pizza. So it served, like, I made it for the 2 of us for dinner last night and can confidently say that it served 2. So what is up with serving sizes in this country? I don't know, but they're like, every single one is broken. The number of packages that I've noticed recently where the serving size is just not, it's just not feasible with the size of package. They'll be like, you'll have a snack that's in like 120 gram bag, and there'll be a serving size is 80 grams, and you're like, you know that the person who bought this is going to eat the whole thing. So just call the one bag one serving. I don't care if it makes you look bad. Just make it healthier then. It's just... Anyways. Many Distractions said it's not just a food hall. It's an M&S food hall. And Samantha has cued Fleetwood Mac. I don't know if it's just me, but something about that, like the Fleetwood Mac song and the bit of it that they use in the M&S ads is just so like, I don't know. It feels like adult content for middle class people to me. It really does. Oh yeah, speaking of Fleetwood Mac, let's all say happy birthday Boxing Day to the Fleetwood Mac album Rumors, which released had its release birthday yesterday. Woo! Good stuff. I love that album. So yeah, happy for them, I guess. Okay. I've got this blob of sort of grayish paint here, which is delightful, but I need a darker, because we're kind of getting closer to the foreground. I want these to be darker, and kind of a little bit, not quite silhouetted, but like darker. So I'm just gonna add a whole bunch more paint to this blob here. I feel like I'm gonna use up this entire pan of Potter's Pink just because it is so much less pigmented than the turquoise. I find myself probably having to go in and pick up a lot more of it as a result. But that's alright. Anyways. Samantha says, Fleetwood Mac Albatross plays. This is not just a porno, this is an evidence. Oh my god! Oh my god. M&S has really been expanding their stock into some interesting new ventures. Not sure how I feel about some of them, but okay. Oh my god. I don't know, you know what I mean? There's something about that music that just, the first time I heard it, I was like, what is this an ad for, and why does it feel like it's trying to seduce me? M&S oh my god, you're right. Casa has pointed out M&S selling a baked good called a Yum Nut doesn't help with the middle class food porn image. I very much side-eyed the release of the Yum Nut. Like, what are you doing? In fact, they did one for Christmas that was called like Santa's Yum Nut, and people were like, this feels really inappropriate, y'all. I mean, listen, this is an adult stream for grown-ups. But even still, M&S, rein it in. Rein it in a little bit. Alrighty. Anyways, not y'all, Marks and Spencer's. Though that being said, they sell a lemon tea in their chilled drinks section that I love so much. It is super delicious. Yep, Santa's Yum Nuts. I cannot believe that this existed. This got past the marketing team and they were like, this feels appropriate. Who? Samantha says, to be honest, I feel like M&S porn would actually just be the most beige. Oh, super beige. Cishet, very cishet. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was M&S that one Pride Month did release an LGBT sandwich, but still. Missionary position, that's very M&S, I feel like. But I will say yes, M&S definitely would be quite beige. I have a fond memory of the time that I received, it was so nice. I received an M&S gift voucher as either a Christmas gift or a birthday gift. And I was like, you know what I want to do with this? I would like to get some new duvet cover for our bed. I thought that would be a nice, appropriate, and practical, but also fun use of my gift card. So I go to Marks and Spencer's website and I'm looking at the duvet covers. And I did end up getting one that was a nice, cute sort of geometric print in sort of a gray color, I think, or maybe blue. But there was one that was supposedly rainbow print. And there were two colors. There were two colors in this duvet cover. Sort of like a taupe sand beige color. I'm trying to see if there's a paint that kind of matches it. Kind of like this color here, and then like an off-white. And I'm like, Like, these were the two colors right here. And I don't know how to explain to Marks and Spencer's that if these are the two colors in your bed sheet, that's not a rainbow print. That's just an arc. That's just a beige arc in a repeating pattern. Or like a beige and off-white semicircle maybe, but it's not a rainbow. You have to at least make some at least pretending of an effort to represent the spectrum of colors that exist in order to call it a rainbow. I feel like you've got to have a little bit of the, you know, the Roy, the G, the, I'm running out of hand space, but also the Biv. At least some of the Roy G Biv to call it a rainbow, I feel like. Otherwise, it's just an arc shape. What are you doing? Anyways. Lettuce, bacon, guac, and tomato sandwich, says Samantha. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. The LGBT sandwich. And you know, I don't eat bacon, but other than that, it sounds delicious. If it came in like fake bacon, I'd eat the LGBT sandwich. Cassie says, I don't know. I'm gonna ask customers probably do the parties with keys in the bowl in secret. Oh god, like that one episode of The Good Life. Anyways, no, not really. But almost. If you know, you know that was the episode. Samantha says, to be honest, that also feels like the most vanilla cishet way of being adventurous. Oh god, it's true. And you know that it ends in so many fights. So many fights. Anyways, it's not just a rainbow, it's an M&S rainbow, aka not actually a rainbow. I think that was like an early example, I think. An early example, because this was quite some years ago now, of like the sad beige mom phenomenon. Of like, because I think it was technically a child-sized bedspread, but I was just looking at anything and then filtering out based on, oh, this cool one with dinosaurs doesn't come in, you know, like double bed size. Well, screw you then. It's the cutest one. I'm mad now. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Like at least a pastel rainbow has the colors in it, but like the very aesthetic parent / like children's spaces where everything in the house is beige. Everything is in shades of like white, gray, and beige for like your children's nursery, and it just feels really sad to me, because it's like I understand that as an adult your home aesthetic is like grayish, but I feel like it's in the best interests, the best like developmental interests of a child to have some measure of exposure to colors in their living space. Maybe I'm just stupid because I don't have a kid, so what do I know? But I've always kind of felt like, you know, there should probably be some amount of color in a child's environment. I feel like that's probably good for their development and well-being. But anyways, it's just a group of boring middle-aged white people trying to spice things up by swapping partners, but they do it at random to keep the illusion. No one has actually thought about who they'd swap with. They all end up with someone they aren't actually attracted to, and just have the most, oh god, I would hope at that point that instead of actually going through with it, they'd just be like, you know, maybe we're not really into this, because like it's okay if you're not. You're allowed to just not. I don't know. What do I know? Absolutely nothing. I mean, listen, I'm over 40 and I have long since reached the point in my life where I get really, really, really excited when I see birds out in the world. Yesterday, I went out in the morning because I had to go be out of the house for the day, which, you know, is a distressing enough proposition at the best of times. But, what really made it a little more tolerable for me was the fact that the first thing that I saw really when I left the house, I looked up into the tree in front of my house, and what should I see there but two little coal tits doing about in the branches, being the most adorable little birds you ever did see. I've never seen those in this neighborhood before. It was very exciting. I think I've seen a blue tit before. I had not seen a coal tit. Very exciting. Love that for me. The colors from the anemic end of the Dulux color charts. Yep. Casa says M&S do panda bow and unicorn bow, but my sister got the panda bow for my nephew, and a meltdown occurred when the pandas were cut open. Oh no. Oh no. What about Colin the caterpillar? Would that be a traumatic incident as well? I wonder. Oh, poor creatures. Many distractions. Ah, yes, I remember the rainbow colors. It goes beige, gray, beige, pale brown, and beige. Yep, absolutely, exactly. Anyways, I'm dismayed now. So I'm gonna try and paint these trees as best as I can. And yeah. Anyways. Doodly doo. This is an interesting thing I'm noticing here, because this is quite a thick amount of paint I've put for the trees, that the blue pigment seems to be like rising to the, and actually you notice here in this mix of paint looks mostly blue, but that's because all of the pink is hiding under it. The pink seems to settle down, and the blue seems to kind of sit on top of it when it's allowed to just kind of hang out for a minute. And I think I actually maybe what I want to do right now, sending help to comfort dismay. Oh, thank you, Many Distractions, and thank you, TTS Nicole. The bestest wombat that ever wombatted. What an excellent lady. Listen, I think she should be very proud of how well she is doing at, like, reading human words. Okay, these sticks are going to get some foliage now. But I have to look up my reference, because do I remember what palm tree foliage looks like? No. And it's complicated, and it's very different to a lot of the trees that I've drawn previously, so anyways, send wombat to combat dismay. That reminds me of something I read once in a book that was explaining how Cockney rhyming slang worked, but explained that basically, okay, so if you want to understand and speak Cockney rhyming slang, what you got to do is whatever word you want to use, you find a word that rhymes with that word, and then put apples and in front of it. So you have, like, apples and pears means stairs, right? Apples and strife means wife. Apples and combat means wombat. That's how it works. Anyways. It is dangerous to be dismayed alone. Take this. And it's just TTS Nicole. I'm so glad that people have found the TTS Nicole emote. I had a nice time making it last week. Or Monday. This week has been a long year, okay? Listen. I'm having experiences. I have had some times this week. It's been okay, I'm just gonna start drawing in some foliage and just kind of filling it in until it feels like it's sufficiently filled in, basically. And it wants to, from the looks of it, be fairly fairly thickly filled in. So I'll keep going until it feels like it's filled enough. I don't know. I don't really need this painting to be perfect. It's more just I want to play with this concept of using only 2 colors to produce a thing, and then hopefully ending up with something that is presentable at the end of it. And at this point, I honestly don't know whether or not that's going to be the case, because, man, this tree is looking pretty janky. But, whatevs. Janky? That's very janky. Oh, well. Anyways. Oh, no. Cassis says, I feel it's important to report that there's an Insta account called something PSPS for U.S. Postal Service guy to post all the cats on the route. Oh, I love it. Delightful. Samantha says, I'm going to need to go through the effort of legally changing my name at some point. Yeah, you should do that. While I'm there, I may go all the way and change my last name to Junderscore at this point. Oh my god. I can't suggest that you do that. But I also cannot be held responsible if you do that. But that's entirely, listen, it's your name and it's your choice. It's your self-determination. Oh, goodness gracious, that would be that would be amazing. But I don't know. Do whatever feels like you, I guess. Anyways. Okay. These trees are starting to kind of maybe come together a little bit. They're kind of blending into each other a smidge. Cassis says Junderscore 47 is a long surname. Also, I can't read. Oh dear. Listen. Words are hard. It's okay. I got no meat. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm going to take a little sip of my mint tea because I haven't had enough of my mint tea yet. I've had quite a bit of my snowball tea, but not enough of my mint. So. 'Tis time to correct this. Ooh, delightful. Very, very good. I am enjoying how these paints are kind of interplaying with each other in these weird trees, at least. I'm wonderful. How are you, since I got no meat? I'm so glad to hear that you're wonderful. I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Thank you. I'm going to attempt to get some confusing additional foliage in here for this tree that's kind of down in front. But at this point, they're kind of blending together, and that's fine. Because they are just kind of they're kind of a blur of trees over here. I'm happy with that. Okay. All right, we have kind of a blur of trees, which it works. It's fine. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's very nice to meet you too. I got no meat. Lovely to see you. Welcome on in. I think I need to switch to a much smaller brush because I want to work on these 2 little guys. And in order to work on these 2 little guys, I need a much smaller brush. So I'm gonna pick up some nice... Now, obviously, I don't have it in me to create genuine human flesh tones because I'm only using Potter's Pink Cobalt Turquoise. But what I can do is I can water this way down because this little guy, as you can, I don't know whether or not you can see. I'm going to bring it in, hopefully, so you can see. This little guy is wearing a hat to keep the sun off because this little guy has, like, basically no melanin. Very, very pale. Therefore, probably doesn't want to doesn't want to encourage his poor little face to go full strawberry. um, but his date here is just a couple shades more tan. So I'll try and reflect that. Hopefully without massively overdoing it and making him look like a strawberry as well. And a little hand in pocket. There we go. Oh no, cute. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works really well. Okay, we have human flesh never go full strawberry, says Samantha. Listen, I've got rosacea. I can't help the fact that I'm basically full strawberry all the time. But I also stay out of the sun. So hello, Talis, welcome in. How are you doing? It is very lovely to see you and welcome. Hope you're having a lovely, lovely Thursday. Hope it's going well. We are working on a 2-color palette situation. Which I'm quite enjoying. This it's an interesting challenge. It's kind of a weird challenge. It's kind of a fun challenge though. I'm having a nice time with it. Of just doing an entire piece that's nothing but 2 colors. These paints are being weird and look a little bit funky, but I will try and pull it together by the end. But whomst knows whether or not I'll do an okay job of it. I don't know. Once we've got a little bit of shading, a little bit of line weight in there, and all that jazz. But I do think, wild, I know, but I think I might actually finish this today, which is unprecedented. I don't often finish an entire paint in one go, but here we are. Okay, I'm getting a really nice very pale blue for this little guy's shirt. Thusly, and then I want a slightly deeper kind of brownish for his little Adventure Boy's hat. There we go. I love doing these super teeny tiny details. Sometimes I absolutely curse myself for getting myself into the trouble of doing these super tiny details, but then when I'm actually doing them, I'm like, oh, you know, actually this is kind of relaxing. It's kind of relaxing and it's kind of great. I do actually really get a kick out of working at this just intensely teensy scale. I think is actually quite fun. Like these little tiny trousers. So little. I feel like I should have added more blue to this because it's looking very, very brown. And I did kind of want them to be a bit grayer, I guess. So maybe I just pull a little bit of turquoise onto my brush and then just literally kind of blend it together on the paper. Don't worry about it. This is very normal artist behavior. Oh no. But yeah, on the other hand, that is closer to the color I was looking for it, so good job, me. Oh, beans. Anyways, how's everyone been this week? I hope you've had good weeks. I hope you have all had good weeks. My week was weird, but I'm very happy to be here and I'm very happy to be painting, so it's all good. These trousers I want to be more of a deep, a warmer color. So I'm using mostly Potter's Pink here. There we go. And I'm just going to wet my brush slightly because I want the cuffs to be a slightly lighter shade of mostly Potter's Pink. There we go. Delightful. It has been a busy week, says Talis. Ooh, I hope it's been a good busy. I've been, yup. It's been a weird week. It's been a week, but I'm okay. I'm okay, which is a good. Um, Presently, I'm painting some hair onto this little guy. Aww. It's really weird. It was really weird trying to figure out what color his hair should be, because obviously it's not brownish pink normally. I mean, perhaps not obviously. It could be brownish pink normally. I used to have like lilac colored hair for a really long time. I was very lilac. Um and in the last couple of years I just kind of let I because my hair, okay, so my natural hair color, as you can see, apart from the grays, is quite a dark brown, which means that in order to dye it like lilac or purple or pink or blue or anything like that, I had to bleach. And bleach is pretty harsh on your hair. So I don't want to bleach a lot, you know? And I decided a couple of years ago that I was just going to let the like bleached bits of my hair grow out and just let it go brownish gray. I miss having interesting hair colors. I really, really do. But the bleaching and dyeing process just damaged my hair to the point that like my natural hair texture was kind of shot, and given its own devices on its own, my hair just forms really lovely like curls, and I wanted to get that back. So I have made a concerted effort to do so, and I think my hair is a lot healthier than it was before. It still gets a bit frizzy if I don't put anything in it after I've washed it, but I think that's pretty normal. But yeah. There we go. Okay, I think I'm actually just going to use the same shade of brown as I just used for that shirt for these little adventure booties, because it feels like a good color for it. And trying to create a nice deep hue for this little rucksack that this little guy's got on. There we go. Okay. I think I've got all of the like flat colors down for our little guys. They look like that. They're off on their little beach date. Teehee, teehee. Many Attraction says, I've been trying not to get too down by world stuff. Yeah, that's a mood. That's actually, I don't know how many of y'all are on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. I really need to put my Blue Sky profile link in my little, hey, here are the socials you can follow me on. I think this is the link to, hopefully that works. Anyways, if you're on Blue Sky and you want to be friends on there, that is hopefully a link to my profile. I'm just checking to see if it is actually a link to my profile. No, it's not. Why is it not? Oh no. Ignore that message. Can I delete that message? Anyways, what the heck is the link to your Blue Sky profile? Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, it's the whole bisky.social. It's got to be the whole thing. Okay, so it's this one there. There is an actual link to my Blue Sky. Please click on the second one if you want to be friends on Blue Sky. But so for the sake of my mental health, I am trying to, balance the amount of information that I receive from social media. And that means that there's a number of keywords that I have muted so that I can, control things a little bit more easily. Um, but oh, cool. Apparently just putting in your like username just redirects to your Blue Sky profile. Cool. Thank you, Samantha. Anyways, so there I am. But yeah, you can mute keywords on Blue Sky, which is fantastic. It's very easy to do and it's very effective, except yesterday I added a number of keywords to my muted words list. And despite this, I saw within the space of like the next 20, sort of 10, 20 minutes of scrolling posts on Blue Sky, I saw no less than 3 posts that were screen caps of tweets or screen caps of like a block of text or just an image that was a block of text rather than a written out text post. And because they didn't use alt text to transcribe what was written in the screen cap or image, those posts got past my muted words filter, which is really uncool, actually. And I think it underscores again the importance of using alt text, not just, and it should be enough of a reason to use. If you don't know what alt text is, it's basically and sites like Blue Sky make it really, really easy to do. But it's basically the text that is used by screen readers and that kind of thing, such that if you can't see the images in a post, you can get a written description of it so that you still know what it is. So like for some reason, for example, the largest use case is people who are visually impaired still use social media, of course, and in order to understand the context of the posts that their screen readers are reading to them, alt text gives you a description of the image. So for instance, if it's a picture of I don't know, Todd off of EastEnders drinking a pint of cider, then the alt text would say Todd from EastEnders drinking a pint of cider in the pub, that kind of thing. And so it's a very useful tool for people, you know, who aren't able to see images. But additionally, it's a very useful tool for people, for instance, whose internet is borked and they can load text, but the images aren't loading. You know? Or even, like, sometimes someone will post a picture of a person, and I'm like, I don't know who that person is. I click on it, I see the alt text, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a pop singer I hadn't seen a picture of before. But additionally, if you post a screen cap of a tweet, or a screen cap of another post, or a block of text, and you apply alt text to it to transcribe what it says, not only can people with screen readers read what you have posted, but additionally, people who don't want to see that post and have those keywords filtered out won't see that post. And we would like to see it. Anyways. Or we would like to not see it if we have it muted. Samantha says, FFS. Alt text blocks of text are really easy as well. Just copy the text. It is very, very easy to do. Additionally, if for whatever reason you are like completely incapable of applying alt text to your own posts, there is a hashtag, I think alt for me, like number 4 me, and there is like a team of volunteers who will provide alt text for your posts for you. Very, very, very important piece of accessibility for multiple reasons, and it really annoys me when people don't use it. Additionally, also on Blue Sky, there is a setting that you can switch onto your account if you post an image, or if you're going to post an image, it will like warn you if it doesn't have alt text and remind you to apply alt text to it. Additionally, yeah, like as I say, it's not that difficult, and if it is difficult for you, there are people who can help. As for instance, like, you know, screen capping somebody's tweet in order to comment on it or something like that, is pretty useless to someone who can't see the image if you don't apply alt text because they don't have the context of your commentary. But also, like, it as a way of circumventing people's like muted word filters, like, please be mindful of the fact that people mute keywords for a multitude of reasons. Maybe they just have like 2 people in their feed who are just aggressively reposting everything they see. And they're just tired and it's cluttering up their feed. Or maybe there's something that they just need like a mental health break from for whatever reason. Maybe they're scared of, I don't know, fish, and so they want to not see fish. So if you caption your fish photos with, you know, if you alt text it with "this is a picture of a fish," then they won't see it and they won't get jump scared by fish. Great. Love that for them, you know? Like, it's very important to be able to curate your own experience, but that kind of involves the cooperation of the community actually making it possible to do so in a safe way. And if people aren't, you know, providing the means with which to do so, it kind of falls down. Anyway, sorry for that rant. Tell says an alt text reminder feature is handy. It really is, because like I forget sometimes, and I try and go back and fix it when I do. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna drop a super quick BRB. So I will see you very shortly. Thank you for the fish jump scare, many distractions. I'll see you in a couple minutes. Have a nice stretch. Have a nice hydrate. I'll be back in just a moment. BRB. What's up, nerds? I'm back. Hello, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for hanging out. It's good to be back. Hi. Right. And that has given our paints and stuff a little bit of an opportunity, I hope, to dry and stuff, which means we can do some more stuff with it, which would be nice. Namely, I've kind of made a little bit of a kind of shadow splodge here on my palette. I'm gonna get some of the, I'm gonna try and not have too much paint on my brush, because ideally when you're kind of glazing over paints that otherwise might have a tendency to lift, and I think these might have a bit of a tendency to lift, it is a good idea to not go in too wet, kind of use as little paint as possible with which to do it. So that's what I'm going to try and do here, because I want to create some... Right now it feels like these trees are kind of just floating in space, and I want to ground them a little bit by adding some shadows and stuff. Oh yeah, just a reminder for anyone who was not here at the top of the stream, we have a new emote. So if you have the channel points with which to do so and you wanna, and or you are subscribed, you now have TTS Nicole, the wombat, what reads out like your bits and sub messages and stuff. Isn't she lovely? Personally, I love her very much. Okay. Anyway, sorry, got quiet there for a second because I'm concentrating on getting these little shadows in and around the trees. I'm probably going to drop some little foliage on the ground there as well. But just wanted to get some little shadows in. Yay! Tals has posted TTS Nicole. Yay! I hope y'all like her. I think she turned out pretty stinking cute. I'd never drawn a wombat before, so it was an interesting challenge. But I think she turned out pretty darn cute, and I'm happy with that. Anyways. Okay, I've made some little shadows for the little guys on their little walk, and I think I can start thinking about doing some line weights and stuff now. Which I'm gonna do maybe a slightly more subtle lines for like the hills and stuff, just because I feel like they look a little incomplete without any kind of definition. As much as like things don't have outlines in real life. Well, listen, things also have more than just Potter's pink and cobalt turquoise in real life. So, this ain't that. As I think you can probably tell, and that's okay. But I think I want the lines sort of going in the back here to be a little bit more subtle. But just getting some nice little California hill shapes in here. I don't know. This isn't 100% accurate California. This is a California of the mind, but it is the California that these two are visiting. Maybe they've got some business they're doing here, or maybe they just wanted to sort of pop down the coast. This little guy's never seen the ocean from this side before, so he wanted to go take a closer look. This little guy used to live in the Pacific Northwest, so he was closer to a different side of that side of the ocean. Anywho. Oodles of backstory. Are we sure real life has more than Potter's pink or cobalt turquoises, Samantha? I don't know. Real talk, I don't know. I think so. I mean, okay, my skin looks like it could be comprised largely of Potter's pink, but I feel like it's a little bit... There's other colors in here, I feel like. That being said, you could probably get fairly close to my flesh with nothing but Potter's pink and cobalt turquoise. Has anyone done a science to find this out? I mean, I have other paint colors. This one isn't mine. This is one of my moderator/spouses because he does Warhammer things, but this is Plague Bearer Flesh, and it's very kind of... It's kind of a... I would say this looks like a kind of goblinish green, personally, but I don't know what a Plague Bearer is. That sounds like a bear that needs to get some antibiotics, perhaps, or do they have a vaccine for that? I hope so. Do they have a vaccine for the bear plague? If so, get your jabs. Get your jabs if you can do it. I love getting my jabs. I don't, but I love the fact that I can. That's what I shall say. I don't love the act of getting my jabs, but I do love the fact that I am able to do so. Vaccines are great. Anyways, looks like a mix of Potter's pink and cobalt turquoise to me, says Samantha. Well then. Do I have anything? I'm trying to look for things I can show you that are colors other than those colors that, are not just other paints, and I'm in the studio, so most of the things around me are paints. But here we go. There are definitely other colors on this Little Miss Giggles mug, which is what I drink my coffees out of, because that's me, I'm Little Miss Giggles. My moderator/spouse has a matching mug that features Mr. Tickle. It's very cute. We're normal. Anyways. Anywho, right. Gonna get a bit of shoreline here. Just a little shorely definition. Surely that'll look better, right? Okay. Sorry if got quiet there for a second. Honestly, I do actually think that looks like a lot better. Also, there was a little blob of something. I think it was possibly a little piece of, like, figurine, a piece of sprue or something that had made its way onto my painting, and I was like, oh no, is that a bit of schmutz? But no, it was a bit of sprue. So it was just easily removable. Anyways, I mean, you say there are other colors there, but with my eyes, listen, I don't know I don't know how to explain to a colorblind person that there are other colors that your eyes may not be perceiving the same way as some other people. But bearing in mind also, there are colors that exist in the world that, like, no human eyes can see, apparently. So, there you go. Are you wearing Potter's pink tinted glasses and styles? I actually used to have a pair of sunglasses that were sort of like a reddish pink tint. And it's one of those things where, like, when you're wearing, like, a tinted sunglasses, after a certain amount of time, you kind of stop noticing the difference in colors. Like, your eyes just adjust to, like, oh yeah, you know, that is that color and that is this color. And then you take them off and everything looks weird again. But anyways, the number of people who saw me in my, like, pink tinted sunglasses and were like, ho ho ho, you must have a pretty positive attitude with those rose tinted spectacles. And I was like, no, I'm told I'm pretty cynical. I just think they're cute. Color is fake, says Samantha. Color is certainly something. I know there are, like, glasses that you can get that supposedly like, okay, here's the thing about the glasses that you can get that make it, like, for that kind of supposedly adjust things for colorblind folks. It's not, if you see videos and stuff where someone puts on a pair of, like, sunglasses and they're suddenly like, oh my god, I'm seeing colors I've never seen before. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. But what is possible with those sorts of glasses, if you have the right kind of color blindness that they will affect them, is more or less that, like, okay, these two things that looked like the same color before I can now see are slightly different, not the same color actually. But it doesn't necessarily mean that suddenly it's like, oh, that's what red actually looked like. No, not really. But it can make things that would otherwise look like the same color look slightly different to each other. So yeah. I saw an article claiming purple isn't real the other day, says Samantha. Well, apparently magenta is fake, so, you know, maybe they all are. I don't know. I still don't fully understand the science behind magenta is fake. But oh, who knows? It was one of those, oh, okay, Samantha says it was one of those shitty kinds of article that comes from someone oversimplifying one aspect of color vision while also overcomplicating other parts of color. Oh, God. That just sounds like bad science, honestly, and I ain't here for bad science. No. Not my bag. I am not into it. Anyways. And actually, some of those, like, bad science articles really annoy me. When they, like, you know, because you don't assume that, like, you know, most people aren't going to be lying to you, but, like, oversimplifying things or maybe not understanding things themselves but writing about them, bothers me. Like, I think I mentioned it on a recent stream, but there's a YouTube video that I've been working on for a while that there were some videos that I found sort of in my searching for sources that I had to discount because I'm like, oh, no, this person is doing something unsafe, or this person is, like, grossly misrepresenting this aspect of history to make it sound more, like, sensational than it actually was. And that just, like, I guess it's more interesting, but I'd rather try and give the most, like, balancedly accurate as far as we can as like, history people account of what things were actually like back then than make it super exciting and fun. It's like, no, I would rather it just be correct. I think the correct information is fun. Okay? Anyways, it's basically the same argument as there is no purple in a rainbow. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. Yeah, no. Purple is an important part of the rainbow. When it comes to knowledge of the rainbow, I think the person I trust more than anyone is probably Gilbert Baker, the designer of the original Pride flag. So, if Gilbert Baker put purple in his rainbow, then purple is in rainbow, damn it. Uh... Samantha says color vision just doesn't actually work the way you were pretending it does. The world is complicated and scary. Okay, I'm gonna somehow not actually have any paint on my brush, annoyingly. Okay, now I just want to have a little patch of sort of grassy stuff around the trees. Just to kind of make it feel a little bit more lived in and interesting. And also I did use a photo for reference, and there was definitely a grassy patch around the palm trees in that, so just some little bits of foliage there and abouts. Worlds should be more like wombats, as many distractions. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. Just little creatures with round little bodies and little teeths, marsupially trying their best and being heckin' adorable, and occasionally making just the wildest screeching noises you ever did hear. Because they really do. It's great. Anyways. Okay. I'm gonna try and pick up like the thickest amount of paint I can to do the line weight on these little guys. If I am able to do so. That would be delightful. Can I think this pan has dried up a bit, so I can't really get a nice thick paint out of it. Hopefully that will have done. So, oh no, that did too much. Now it's too blue. Okay, I'm gonna use this blue line weight for the blues. Mel says screech. Many distractions says Ree! I should probably move away from the mic when I do that. I should be over here being like Ree! There we go. I am not good at wombat sounds, but you get the idea, I hope. Anyways, hello Mel. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome in, and thank you for the screechy wombat noises. TTS Nicole, of course, normally sounds a little bit more like, oh hell yeah. She sounds so excited when she gets to announce that someone has just subscribed or gifted some subs. She's so excited about that with her, oh hell yeah. It's like, wow. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Anyways. As I mentioned earlier, I am not going to be streaming tomorrow morning because I'm going to be off on a date with my moderator/spouse because it's our anniversary. So I guess my question to you, therefore, is what are y'all up to this weekend? Because I'm not going to be able to ask you tomorrow. I would love to hear all about it. I will be hopefully swimming and going out for nice meals and holding hands with my person, having a nice time. Tal says, I have never heard a wombat screech, so I will assume your rendition was 100% accurate. Let me see if I can find like a sound clip of a wombat screeching. Wombat sound. Okay, this wombat is just full on like yelling. This is from Australian Reptile Park on YouTube, and let me see if I can play the audio from this. Hopefully this isn't gonna break your eardrums. I'll just put it near the mic-ish. That's about it. How cute is that? It is very much kind of a I love them. Samantha says, oh hell no. Yes, also true. Oh no. Oh, jeez. So yeah, I do not have it in me to perform a 100% perfectly accurate wombat screeching sound. Um, but I tried. Thank you for thank you for listening to that. Um, okay, what do I want to do? I would like some more of my. I have used so much Potter's Pink for this painting. It really does. Um, it really does be a very faint, very subtle pigment. As far as the old Pikmin go, it is quite. Um, it takes a little effort getting it to actually rock up and make an appearance in like a concentrated way. There we go. Okay, that's doing something. Good, good, good. Little pocket. He's got his hand in his pocket. And I think I'll use the same for his little white trainers. Thusly. Doot. Doot, doot. There we go. Okay. Cool. I'm having a nice time with this piece, I think. I think it's turning out pretty cute. Okay. And I shall attempt to get some line weight onto this little boot here. This little going for a walk boot. Adventure footwear, if ever there was any. There we go. Okay. I need to stop thinking of The Hobbit when I hear the word pocket. Interesting. Interesting. I can't say that I do think of The Hobbit when I hear the word pocket. I think of things I like to have on my garments. That is to say, pockets. It's always really frustrating to me when a garment that really should have pockets doesn't. I'm like, what? Like, why? Like, why would you do that? They're so useful. It's so good to have them. And it's so frustrating and annoying to not have them, so why would you not have them? Ugh. Okay, it's time for hand. I should have done this little guy's hair, but I haven't yet. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, well. What has it got in his pockets, is precious? Oh, I see. The pocketses. The hobbitses. The little golems. What a weird little buddy. A weird little buddy. Anyways. I do remember when the first like Lord of the Rings films came out a gazillion years ago. I did for a time start calling my camera that I carried with me everywhere my precious, because it was precious to me, very precious. In fact. Okay, I'm trying to lift up some of this blue that's kind of dried onto the palette so I can actually line weight this little guy's hair. There we go. He looks like he's got a really long neck, which I did not mean to do, but oh well. Thief Baggins, we hates it forever. I can't do a Gollum voice, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop trying. Because it's embarrassing and bad. Oh no. Anyways. Gonna add a little bit more Potter's Pink to this. So I can do my little hat. And then the hair. And then this little guy's trousers, flesh, all that jazz. Okay. Oh heck. I think are you not wet enough? Or are you too wet and you're not being super colorful? I can't tell anymore. There we go, that's better. It's one of those adventure hats that's got a little sort of vent on it. And then also the most important part of a hat, an adventure hat, keeping the sun off you. You want to make sure that the wind doesn't blow it away, so it also has a little, one of those little chin straps. Like so. He's got a little chin strap hat. How cute is that? Oh, I'm so silly. I'm so silly. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of most of the paint that was already in there because I want mostly the pink for the rest of my line weight on this little dude. Okay. So I'll start with the hair there. And his little face. And his little hand, which is like holding the other strap of his rucksack in place. There we go. And then also his little trousers. And so just going for a nice little doot walk along the beach. It's the best kind of walk, is the doot walk. I don't know what that means, but it's whatever. I think I also want to just get some little slightly shadowy foot impressions on the sand behind them, because I think that would be quite cute. There we go. Little, just vague foot impressions on the sand. Delightful. And then do I want to actually try... Do I want to try and get some shading in on these guys themselves? Because they're not really... There isn't really any shading going on the little dudes, but also I'm not sure how well it's gonna show up if I do. I'll give this guy a little bit of stubble. Give this guy a little bit of stubble as well. Because I can. Then just, oh, the tiniest, most imperceptible amounts of shading that you ever did see. Like, I literally just did nothing. I literally just did nothing. I don't know, this piece is weird, but I actually think it's kind of okay. I just kind of wanted to see what I could do with two paint colors. And do something fairly fast with them. And so that's what I did here. And I don't know if I want to futz with it anymore. I think maybe it's just done. But I like working with these two colors together. I think it's really fun. I think they produce some interesting effects. And I made something that didn't take like 4 months to finish. So, good job me. I think my favorite bit is these two little guys. I don't know why. I'm really into drawing super tiny people, but I find it very fun. And here they are. Just off on their little adventure. To go look at the beach. Good for them. They seem like they're having a nice day. Maybe after this they'll walk back to the nice coffee shop that I went to near this location in the actual Los Angeles and have a delicious coffee and a pastry or something. Would love that for them. Thank you for the claps, Many Distractions. Very appreciate it. And since it's done, I guess I should probably find someone for us to raid. Because I don't have any other art lined up for today, so... Ta-da! Hope you like it. But that was really fun. I hope you had a nice time watching me do it, I guess. Yeah, good times. Good times were had by me. And I will send y'all in the direction of someone else who is doing things. The actual Los Angeles. This is, so, Samantha, this is loosely based on a photo I took in the actual Los Angeles. So kind of, yeah. Not exactly, because I've taken some artistic liberties here and there, but kind of. Tal says, thanks for the stream. Have a great day tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, as previously mentioned, I will be back on Monday. Silly Sammy says, Samantha, Los Angeles isn't real. It's just where some Hollywood movies take place. Oh boy. So about that, as a matter of fact, it does, I think it maybe does kind of, but yes, anyways, I'm gonna see who's online, and I'm gonna send us off in the direction of a raid. Twitch says that I'm offline, which is a load of old nonsense, unless something's gone horribly wrong with the stream and no one's told me. But hopefully I'm still here. Anyways, let me see. Are you still going? Because I don't think I've rated you in a while. Is this person just about to finish? I'm going to guess that no, and I'm going to start the raid. We're going to go see Jenga, who's doing smart. Stream seems fine. Oh, thank goodness. I'm popping a generic raid message with our brand new beautiful wombat emote because I'm proud of her. And she should feel very proud. Generic raid message in the chat. If you have emotes, feel free to grab the emotes. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message. It's all good. Or you can append any cool emotes that you do have. Regardless, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This was an interesting experiment, and I think it turned out pretty cute, actually. I'm pretty happy with it. It's just a simple little sketch, but yeah. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a good all that jazz. I will be back after the weekend on Monday doing some kind of other art. I don't know. I think I might paint some birds because I fancy painting some birds. But have a good night and a good weekend in the meantime. Take care of yourselves. Hope you all have a good one. Hope to see you again soon. Goodbye and good luck. Is that what I say? No, I don't think it. I don't know. Good night, everybody.